I'm a health educator. So I have my Associates of Science in Health Services, my Bachelor's in Public Health Education, and right now I'm pursuing my Master's in Public Health, which hopefully I'll be done by the end of this year. Now, why I wanted to do this, it's kind of like a bucket list thing. When I was younger and I didn't have the time, I always wanted to like get into modeling, acting, just a little bit of something, right? Because why not? It's New York, can't go wrong with that, being in the tri-state. So that's kind of like the reason. So now that I'm, done in my career, my kids are older, I have the time with everything, I figured I'd give it a shot. At least that way I could say I did it. Perfect happiness. So again, I'm a public health person, so I get kind of like really deep into this. Happiness for everybody is different, but I always feel like if you're doing something you enjoy, something where you wake up in the morning and you enjoy doing it, you go out, you do it with a passion, and money isn't equate to it. I love sports, I love to eat. I love to travel and love talking to people. If I could get paid to do that, regardless of how much it is, I don't have a problem doing it. If I can talk about it at the end of the day or when I'm with random people, that's happiness. When you enjoy what you do and enjoy talking about it, and it's life. It's fulfilling. I don't really have a fear of things, just because I put things in perspective, right? So what somebody might be afraid of, like, being homeless or, losing their job or those other things, it can always be worse. So I feel as long as you could get up in the morning and go about your day and everything else, So I think if I had to say my greatest fear wouldn't be to be an invalid and not be able to do the things I enjoy. Like once I can't do that anymore, then, there's no point in living. All right, sometimes being competitive, right? Like I don't have to be right, but I like to be right. So, I've learned as getting older that sometimes you have to scale back and you can't always like push the issue even when you feel you're right. You just have to let things go sometimes. So sometimes it's letting things go. People who don't have a drive, right? If you say there's something you want to do or something, a place that you want to get to, if you're not willing to put the effort in or at least try, and you say no before you start, that's what I don't like. I really, that doesn't work for me. At least make the effort and find out that you're not able to do it versus I can't do it and quitting before you begin. Yeah. So I would say it's not anybody particular, but I do enjoy when I wake up in the morning, I see older people still getting out there, being active and running and walking and living life. Those are the people that I admire the most. Opportunity. Honestly, opportunity. I've been fortunate where I kind of get my way with things. I have 6 sisters, 1 brother. I'm the youngest boy. I'm spoiled. I do work hard for things, but, I get away with things that other people don't. Usually my personality and stuff like that gets me by, which, I can't complain. Honestly, I'm just chilling. I'm taking it easy. I'm in a space right now where I'm not really pressed for things. I do have flexibility in my life. So my state of mind is just on chill mode right now, take things as it comes, and life is good. No complaints. Yeah, I would probably say looks, because I feel it can be good or bad. I feel that, for those that might not find themselves attractive and they see other people, they might feel that it's easy being attractive, or, they get whatever they want. Then for some people who may be attractive, things might be harder for them because people assume things and think things. So I think looks is overrated, and because it can go either way. I don't like to say I lie. I like to say I frequently manipulate situations, right? I take advantage of the situation. I lie to little kids because it's entertaining. I sit up there, I make things up when it comes to kids, but I don't, I try not to lie, but I will manipulate the situation or word things specifically so it doesn't seem like a lie. Oh, it'd be my feet. I have wide feet. I don't like my feet. I'm a size 9.5, 10, which is good in a way. It's standard size, but then shit's always sold out. But I don't like my feet. I got athlete's feet. Like, you know what? It's funny. I think about it, and people be like, "Oh, Donald Trump is the worst. I despise him and stuff like that." I honestly don't. I don't really despise anybody. Like everybody, there's a reason for everything. Even the thing that might seem worse than people, there's motive and operative behind it. Unless you're in somebody else's shoes, you can't really tell. So I don't despise anybody. I just let people live. I mean, they're not bothering me, so I'm good. Consistency. I would say being consistent, be consistent with who you are, your personality, your quality. If you're an asshole, always be an asshole. If you're a good person, always be good regardless of who you come in contact with. For a woman, if we're gonna go do something and I'm like, hey babe, let's go, just get dressed. It's not, oh, where are we going? When are we gonna get there? What do I need? It's just like, all right, babe, let's go. Let's just get up and go. No whole bunch of questions asked. Just let's rock. Chill, like probably chill, and that's it. That's it. I try to. Oh, for me, food and music. Food and music all day. As long as I have good food and music, I love to listen to everything. I'm good because I always feel music and food are tied into all different aspects of your life and good things or bad things. So that's my love. That's my love right there. Oh, God. I would say of all things, it was, I recently did a study abroad to Greece. I was in Athens for a week, 3 days in Kalamata, 3 days in Nafplio. It was a student trip. Like, that was life. Like, the food, the people, the experience, the ambiance, like, that's probably my happiest point. Oh, of course, singing. Singing would be it. Like, to be able to woo somebody with lyrics and stuff like that and a good voice, like, it'd definitely be singing. I'd be taller. I always say if I was like 6'7", 6'8", I'd be in the NBA just off a hustle, like on a rip. I'd be taller. Plus, it'd be nice to have chicks look up. Besides, like, living, being alive, reaching my goals, I think as of now, it'd probably be when I finish my master's program. And other than that, being a good dad. All right, I'll do a person. I'd want to, always said I want to come back as somebody from another country because I'd love to be able to speak different languages. I'd come back international. Pick any country, I'd take it. Asia, South America, just international. Somebody from different culture. Greece. It'd be Greece. I took the trip, loved it. Greece would be it. International healthcare, yes, for the win. Can't go wrong with that. I think stress. Like, I remember right after high school, I was dating this chick. Life happened. We ended up breaking up. I stressed out over it. Was up all night shooting hoops. Like, after that, I realized like stress and worrying about things and all that sadness and everything that blows. So I try not to get to that point anymore. So definitely be the stress and worry relationship stuff. I mean, I love what I do. I love public health, but I always wanted to, be like public service, like fire department, emergency management specialist, like something hands-on where you help people, and you get to give back in some form or fashion. I think that's the greatest occupation. Doesn't really pay, but being able to serve people and give to community is probably the best occupation ever. People say my smile. Yeah, people probably say my smile. Yeah. My friend circle is very small, but one of the things I value the most in my friends is just openness, right? We can always open and communicate and talk, regardless of what happens at the end of the day. We look out for each other. So just the openness and realness of our relationships. Charles Schultz, a lot of the characters, when I grew up, I loved Sunday comics. So like Peanuts, Calvin and Hobbes, like a lot of those Sunday comic writers, I'm a big fan of them. Oh, the Hulk, hands down. No questions to ask, the Hulk. Yeah. If I had to pick one, it'd probably be from Japanese culture, probably Edo period, Nobunaga. I was always a fan of his and like the whole culture and dominance and stuff like that. If not, Genghis Khan, like dominance and perseverance to be able to go after what you want. Probably my siblings. Like, again, they're the ones that look out for me. We all look out for each other. They keep me on the up and up. And I would also say my academic advisors going through college, Dr. O, shout out. She was the one who told me, like, just get the work done. And that always stuck with me. And the people who just support me through life who said, just, stick with it, get through it. You know what? I'm going to say my brother's name, Gerald, Jerel. My sister, Antoinette. Those are the two names that usually come out. But I don't have a favorite name. You're not going to say like Bill and Adam and Steve. They're like common, generic, which is crazy. I don't even like my name, but people do because I always have to correct them. So I really don't have a favorite. The whole being politically correct, right? Like, people not being able to say what they want, do what they want, go after the things that they want because you have to worry about who's going to be offended. And again, to age myself, I'm 47. So, I love when I talk to my friends, we could just say whatever and nobody has to care about like, can't say that and that's wrong and you might offend somebody. We could just openly talk because I always feel things should be taken in context. And if somebody doesn't mean what's said by it, don't be offended by what people say, be offended by what they mean, So if it's directed at you and somebody's coming at you with it, then be offended by it. Don't just be offended that they said a word if it's not directed at you or it's not implied to you. You gotta let shit go. I think when I started school, I took like a break. I wish I would have just at least, even if it's one class and did something, that I would have been done like a long time ago. That's probably my biggest regret is, not sticking with some of the things I started earlier on. In my sleep, healthy, at the age of 100 plus. I have a few. Stay consistent. All right, stay consistent, be who you are, straight through and through. And whatever you like for people, right? You have no control over people. There's things you can't control, you just have to let it go. So the things you can't control, just let it go, don't worry about it. And